Hi guys, welcome back to the Futurist Blog. Today I promised I would go through my music library, and what you just saw was a song by a band that I love and my family loves called Blackberry Smoke. It's called Ain't Much Left of Me off of their album The Whippoorwill. And some of you might notice that it's like, oh, it sounds familiar, but I've never heard of those guys. If you've heard of Lynyrd Skynyrd, it's Southern rock, so it's very similar style, very similar sound, and it's one of my favorite things to listen to and rock out to, so I thought I'd share a little bit of that. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit different today. This could be a little bit weird. Hopefully I can keep the audio quality consistent. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But I'm actually going to bring this camera right now, and we're going to go through what I have in my music library, just to give you guys a sense of what I like to listen to, and also a couple of the instruments we have here in my room right now. There'll be two of them are missing, along with an amp and a couple other things, but I'll show you guys them when I'm at school. So let's go on our adventure, shall we? This is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Cool, awesome, cool. Look at that, I can hold this like a microphone, like a real radio host. And this is my desk behind me. So what you guys not even noticed, but rather saw, sorry for the awful lighting again. Welcome to my room with the Halo poster and there's those ugly Jeff Gordon things I mentioned. But yeah, so we're going through my music library. Now this isn't necessarily what I have to listen to all the time. This is basically my vinyl library and also my brother's. So we're going to go through mainly mine, but what I already played, I'm going to show you right now. Let me turn the camera on. Okay, now we're back in business. So this is the album I just played. It's called, you know what? Let me move that out. There we go. No more dumb thing. This is the album by Blackberry Smoke. This is called The Whippoorwill. And yeah, this is the one that I just played for you, a song called Ain't Much Left of Me. It's on awesome white vinyl. So yeah. Now, what's really exciting about this stuff, guys, I actually just got this spring. A family member of mine was moving down to Florida, and he had a whole bunch of gear, and he's like, would you want it? And I'm like, absolutely. So the speakers, the amplifiers, the tape recorder, and now this turntable came from my dad's friend, like literally 2 days after. So this is all vintage stuff from the 70s, early 80s. So it's very exciting. So let me just go across what I have here. This is a MCS series turntable, 6700 direct drive. So it's a very nice turntable. I mean, I don't really have to do much. It's automatic. But it was, I believe, sold at JCPenney stores back in the 70s. Basically a Technics, using a Audio-Technica stylus. So yeah, it's a really good turntable. I really like it, and it's solid, and it's beautiful. So this is the Technics SA5460, and this is like a $700 piece of equipment back in 1977 when it came out. So this is like $1,500 today, something like that. Super expensive. So it's really nice. I mean, it's that brushed aluminum front. It's metal in the back. It's tube, so it's very heavy, but it's awesome, and I love it so much. So it's really cool to have a piece like that to go along with that. Down below here, we have a Pioneer tape recorder, and I can like plug in my amplifier into here and record, so that's pretty cool. I haven't tried it out yet, but something I'll probably do in the future. And then below here we have another FM AM stereo receiver amplifier, an SA80 Technics. It's just not as big as the one above. This is my brother's. Thought I'd sit here just to continue the look of what everything looks like. The speakers here, I forget what kind they are, but they're from the 1970s. They were relatively expensive back then as well. Okay, guys, so I adjusted things. Hopefully this is okay looking. Am I still recording audio? I am. I gotta make sure because I can't really see from over here. So, I'm still recording audio. And I'm just gonna go through a couple of my albums that are down here. Generally, for those that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Queen. So generally, that's what you'll see me playing on my turntable. And I'm gonna go through a couple of things that I have. I'm gonna start with a 45. This one I actually found. I go record shopping with my two best friends on a regular basis when I'm home at a place called Tom's Records. And this guy's got all the good stuff. And I was in there one day, and I'm always searching for Zeppelin and Queen because they're pretty hard to find, at least around here. And I'm like, I never look in the 45s box, so I'm going to look in there. So I pick it up, and I'm like, okay, first one that I pick up, I'm going to buy. I didn't even look. And what else do I pick up? I don't know if you guys can see that. But that is Surfin' Bird by the Trashmen. You know the one from Family Guy, The Bird is the Word. That's the one I picked up. That's the one I bought. So, very interesting day that was. I looked over at my friend Nate and was like, dude, you won't believe what I just picked up. And that's what I picked up. This is a Queen Crazy Little Thing Called Love on a 45, as well as Spread Your Wings Both really good songs. I love Spread Your Wings. Most of you probably don't know that one unless you're Queen fans. So, but it's very good. I got those in Indianapolis when I was at the Indy 500 this year for the 100th running of the race with Nate and Jake. And this one here, I'm so glad I found. This is a radio station only 45 of Somebody to Love with a mono and stereo version. So this is a really cool piece for me to have, and I play this pretty often when I'm home. This is Led Zeppelin 2. This is like an album you all need to have in your collection because Led Zeppelin is a staple if you're a fan of music. Let's be real. Favorite song on this album, Ramble On. Most people feel like, what about Whole Lot of Love, or What Is and What Never Should Be, or Thank You. I mean, Thank You is one of my favorites, and Ramble On is one of my absolute favorites. I play that all the time on the guitar, so that's why that is my favorite on that album. It's just a fun song. It makes you feel good. And then they mention Gollum from Lord of the Rings, so why not? The next one I have here is Zeppelin 1, the original Zeppelin album from 1969. Favorite song on this album? I'm going to go with Communication Breakdown, probably because it's like, if you think about it, it's like the first punk song. If you really listen to it, it's fast-paced, it's heavy-hitting, it's simple. So for those that enjoy punk music, check out Communication Breakdown. I think you'll agree with me. One of the ones I looked forever to find was Bad Company. By Bad Company. I love this album because, one, the album art is amazing, and two, there's some really good songs. Can't Get Enough, Rock Steady, Bad Company, Moving On. I mean, some of these songs are just staples of, if you're fans of Bad Company and Paul Rodgers, they're just staple songs. They're fantastic, and they're groovy. I don't even know if I need to even say the name of it. This is Zeppelin 4. For those of you that don't know what Zeppelin 4 is, this is like the quintessential rock album that everybody needs to have in their collection. This is, the album with Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven. Can't really say much more. This is the album with that song on it. Basically, every song on Zeppelin 4 could be a single and could be a number one hit. In my opinion, like there's not one bad song on that entire album. The next one I have here is Houses of the Holy, also by Led Zeppelin, and this is, I have a hard time figuring out my favorite Zeppelin album. Houses of the Holy, I love Rain Song. It's one of my favorite songs ever. You got New Quarter. You have Over the Hills and Far Away. There's just, once again, so many good songs on this album. They could all be singles. And I love the album art. That's one of the things I love about Led Zeppelin albums. Their album art was fantastic. So the next one is a double LP, which is another Led Zeppelin album. I kind of categorize my stuff with artists. I kind of forgot I did that. But this is Physical Graffiti. This is the one with Kashmir. It's probably the most famous song on here. This one, I really don't have to say what it is. Everybody knows what this album is. This is the Beatles' Abbey Road, the final Beatles album. So I don't even need to say what's on here. This next one I have here is a little bit different. This is one of my very first vinyls I actually bought. It's the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary soundtrack. So it's the original Halo soundtrack, but on vinyl. A beautiful green vinyl, and I got it for like $20. This stack here, though, at least these first few, kind of define who I am. let me just say that. First here we have Queen, The Game. One of the more famous Queen albums that everybody kind of knows is Jazz. But this one, it's hard for me to decide my favorite Queen album. This one is very close to being my top one. This is Queen, the very first Queen album. This next one I have here is a UK press version of Eagles on the Border, which is a fantastic album. This next one is Queen, A Kind of Magic. And also, this album is from the movie Highlander. Queen did the soundtrack for the movie Highlander, for those that know that movie. So you have songs like One Vision, It's a Kind of Magic, Pain is So Close to Pleasure, Friends Will Be Friends, 1 Year of Love, Who Wants to Live Forever. That's probably one of my top 5 Queen songs of all time. It's just a great song by Freddie, and his vocals are just absolutely immaculate. This is A Night at the Opera by Queen. So I'm sure many of you know what song's on here. This is the album that saved Queen from going away. Queen almost didn't survive. This album was at the time the most expensive album ever made, and also saved Queen's career. So the song on here that everybody knows is Bohemian Rhapsody. One of my absolute all-time favorite Queen songs from the album, News of the World, which holds on We Will Rock You, We're the Champions. One of my favorite Queen songs is It's Late. So wonderful album. I paid $15 for this. This is the most expensive 45 I ever bought in my life. But yeah, and you have Sheer Heart Attack, which is another heavy, hard-kicking Queen song that's freaking awesome. But It's Late just showcases just fantastic writing all around, I think, lyrically and musically. It also has the highest note Freddie Mercury hits in a song, which basically sounds like a guitar. It's really, really high. He's doing a throat whistle, if anybody knows what that is, for all you musicians out there and singers. I have at least one more to show you. Specifically, that's an album. And it's a 45 by The Darkness. For those that don't know who The Darkness is, you might know him because of the song I Believe in a Thing Called Love from 2003 or 2004. That was their big hit. I have, from their second album, One Way Ticket, which is their name of their album, the second album, One Way Ticket to Hell. And this is the title track, and it's a limited edition picture disc with the song Grief Hammer, which is a really good arena rock song to put on here, and it's freaking awesome. I paid like $10 for that. Okay, guys, so I'm going to show you my equipment really quick. This amp here is a VHT Classic, I think so, Special Ultra 6 watt. It's my dad's. He got it originally to play harmonica. My dad's a fantastic harp player, and it's a great guitar amp. I love it. It's got a good overdrive and good gain settings, so I like to rock out to that. Over here, we have a plethora of guitars, and excuse the mess over here. This is my room. I haven't been here forever. This is my dad's Yamaha that he got in high school back in the 70s, so that's his. This Stratocaster is the one I play all the time. This is my dad's 1992 or 94 American Strat, and I think it's Dolphin Blue or Daphne Blue. I forget which it is, but it's freaking awesome. It's my favorite guitar we have. This guy here, the one in the back there, is a Gibson SG bass from 1972. They made less than 1,000 of them, and it is mine. I love it. It sounds fantastic, and it's just mean and raw. This guitar here is my 2007 Gretsch Special Jet with thumbprint nail fret markers and D. Armin 2K pickups that you'd find in a Gretsch Duo Jet. This is my first electric guitar. I got it from my uncle Dan, who passed away a couple years ago. So this guitar is very special to me, and I play it all the time when I'm home. It needs a setup right now. So aside from that guitar in the middle, I played that one. And then down here is my first acoustic guitar. I know it's laying on my pedal case, so it's okay. But yeah, that's my first acoustic. And then down here in this case is my mandolin. And I don't think I have any other instruments here. That's not here would be my my Project Stratocaster and then my brother's kit Les Paul, which is at school, and I play both of them all the time. Up here is kind of special. I went to go see The Darkness this spring, the day after my semester ended, with my good friend Sydney, and so I was there front row, first time seeing them. That's their set list, and I wear white Adidas. That's what I wear, Sambas and Superstars. That's what I've been wearing for the past 8 years. And the bass player, Frankie, had a chance to sign my shoes after the show. I got pics from each one of the guys in the band except for Frankie. So the yellow one would be Justin, the dark ones would be Dan. And I got some Darkness buttons in my guitar books. So yeah, guys, that's my collection for music. And if you didn't guess, I love rock and roll. So we'll talk about that another time. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what kind of music I have as far as albums. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I kind of just rambled like I usually do, but I thought I'd give you a little insight into my life of music, which is a big part of my life. And but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you sometime this weekend with another video. Check you later.